This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gill Alexander on VSiN.
Hour number 3 of a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, Sirius XM channel 158. Gill Alexander in San Francisco and back at the mothership in Las Vegas. Not only Kelley Bydlon, but ladies and gentlemen, back with his triumphant return after a week off for fireworks. It's the star of Fezzik Fridays, Steve Fezzik.
Whether it's at the sportsbook or anywhere else in the casino, he's always helping us find an edge. It's time for Fezzik Fridays.
We're the only back-to-back winner of the Hilton Super Contest, Steve Fezzik. You can follow him at your own peril on Twitter at Fezzik Sports. I don't recommend it, but I do, just by contract, have to tell you about it. Steve, good morning. How are the fireworks?
I did not know we had a contract. Did catch the fireworks at my dad's house, Sun City Anthem overlooking the Strip. Always a good time, kind of an annual tradition. And you, Gil?
It was completely fogged in. We didn't see a damn thing. Happy 250th, but we saw nothing. We saw colored clouds of smoke. Colored puffs of smoke here in the Bay.
So I was in a great mood yesterday, and then I saw Bonnie Tyler passes, and just a shout out, love Bonnie Tyler, love It's a Heartache, holding out for a hero, total eclipse of the heart. So sad news.
I was going to lead with Bonnie Tyler because I knew you wanted to say something. I knew you wanted to pay tribute. What's your favorite of those songs that you just mentioned?
As a Cincinnati Bengal fan, we had a takeoff on It's a Heartache. It's a heartache, nothing but a heartache. Cheering for a team you know must lose. You love them till your arms ache, and then they let you down, standing in the pouring rain, feeling like a clown.
Wow. Just beautiful poetry. Steve, how does it feel like sharing a desk with banned blackjack player Kelley Bydlon? How do you feel about that?
We were just talking about that. You know, and it's funny how these casinos seem to struggle to identify people, illegal operators and bad guys that are losing millions. They stay under the radar, but yet, heaven forbid, you know, Kelley wins $1,000 at their place, and all of a sudden, here comes security, right?
It is very entertaining. It is very. It's not entertaining. I'm very sick and tired of it. Actually, it's just it's gotten tiresome.
Kelley's getting very angry.
Just like Steve said, like you guys know me. Me at a casino, it's very much, hey, Fred, the bartender, how you doing? How's the wife and kids? You know, here's a few bucks. I like to be happy and nice to everybody, and then people want to be mean back. I just like to have a good time.
That's right. You're not trying to hurt anybody.
Not allowed.
Kelley would never hurt anybody.
No.
Steve, this brings up a bigger topic, which is you wanted to dispel this notion that gambling companies actually care about you.
Well, the data dispels it. So latest news is, if you go back, I guess a bookmaker, Matthew Boyer, was gambling at the Venetian and somehow managed to lose $3 million plus, putting in multi-millions of dollars. And he was a bookie in L.A., and you see this again and again and again. Now, the good news is the Nevada regulators have had enough of this, and they're levying really stiff fines against these operators. But how many wannabe type of stories do we have to see where people are losing millions and millions of dollars? And, you know, most recently there's the FanDuel, the fella that lost $1.5 million, got out a second mortgage, a third mortgage. You know, Bryce Harper sends him a nice happy Thanksgiving message to him. I don't blame Bryce Harper, by the way. I blame FanDuel. But you've got all these people, problem gamblers and people with begotten gains that are gambling, and they somehow are skirting under the radar for years, Gil. Yet the operators talk about how they're on top of it in terms of responsible gambling. It seems to be contradictory.
Yeah, we had Matthew Boyer on this show, courtesy of Bill Krackenberger. Matthew Boyer was on the show. And the worst example of this, right, who we also had on the show, courtesy of Crack, Terry Watanabe, who this poor sweet man was just taken complete advantage of, lost $350 million at Caesars, and they were just completely egging him on into it. So it's riddled with a history of this kind of exploitation. But I think the Bryce Harper thing sort of puts it out in the forefront now, where it's just like, can we be better human beings about this? But they're not, their job is not to be better human beings, right? Their job is to be a money-making operation. It's just that it's the most predatory thing you can possibly imagine.
And let me be clear, I don't blame Bryce Harper at all. I'm sure he's super busy, and his people, said, "Hey, make this video," and he didn't even think twice about it. So, but really, it's just the operators, and it's not all negativity here. I had the good fortune of meeting Stephanie Goodman, who is a key person at the, I believe it's the Dr. Hunter for. Problem Gamblers Institute, and they really help people that do have a problem, and there's help out there if you are a problem gambler. But I really think it's just a massive conflict of interest for these casinos. Let's face it, their best customers are the ones that are losing the most money. I don't have all the answers, but I do say, I think at some point, Gill, I don't know what the numbers should be, but if you lose, I think, over $50,000 against any one casino for a year, I think the casino should have to go and say, look, we just need you to verify that you've got assets of 5 times. I don't know if the right number is 5 times or 10 times that amount. Anyone that's losing more than 20% of their net worth in 1 year against one casino, I would define as a pretty problematic gambler. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, I think you're right, but I think you're also right in saying, but it's a complete conflict of interest. Why would they ever be incentivized to do that? Right. You often come in here, and also not only do you have stuff to talk about, but you have bets that you make either on individual games coming up today or over the weekend, because you always come in here on Friday. But you also love to dabble in futures and specifically adjusted win totals in all the sports. You have a quartet of MLB adjusted season win totals you would like to share.
Yeah, and you're a little choppy here, but I do have season wins that I like. The Boston Red Sox are playing very well. Shop around. These were available yesterday. They'll come back up. Caesars has been putting them up, FanDuel, etc. So the Red Sox over 76.5 with that great pitching. We'll call it 77.5 now. Playing much better. I know, Gill, you have and I have a very vested interest in the Red Sox having a fantastic June. The Marlins over 82.5 wins. How are the Marlins not going to win 85 games? I mean, you could argue they're playing better than anybody in Major League Baseball. By contrast, the A's, Sacramento, really scuffling under 75.5. And the Yankees, they did split against Tampa Bay in that big series, but they are hitting the skids under 90.5 on the Yankees. Set those 4 up. That's the Red Sox over, Marlins over, A's under, Yankees under. Go. We're betting those 4.
Bing, bing,
Go.
bing. Like it.
Wait, Steve, you just said something. Did you take some of the Red Sox July wins? Did you bet it as well?
Yeah, I made 2 ticket bets on that. So I split it up. I took Kelly's advice. He says, which was excellent advice yesterday. He's like, whenever you're making like a big long shot bet, always split up your tickets a couple ways. One, because then you can cash out one of them. In this case, we can't cash it out. But I just think it's a good idea not to be like having a huge ticket that you got to cash. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be walking around with $50,000, in downtown Las Vegas after cashing a ticket, by example, things like that.
Yep. The old Matt Brown advice. I think it's great. If we're talking the cash out options, like we talked about yesterday, there's not a lot of great it does you. I don't know that all the 3 of us would be sitting here, glowing about cash outs and having that option. But just all you got to do, if you're going to bet $100, you could split that up 4 ways, 5 ways. You could have 4 or 5 different tickets. Payouts the same.
Wait, I have one more follow-up question. So when I asked you for X on the Red Sox, did you say, no, but I can get you half X because you wanted the other half X? I'm just trying to clarify.
No, I'm embarrassed to say I was in Tahoe and I was like short stack. I just didn't have that much money on me. So,
I see. Okay.
I did not want to like deplete my funds by I got Gilly 500 more because I just didn't want to like be short stacked.
Your Tahoe vacation funds, yeah, you wanted to make sure the money had some family had some money left over. That's a good idea. It's fair. I think that's fair, right, Gil? I think that's fair.
Just figuring out why I won't win as much as I might have. That's all, Kelly. That's all I'm trying to do.
Boston is styling right now.
They are styling and profiling. Real quick, before we get to the break, would you like to give your almost weekly, but you weren't here last week, so we can rehash it here, your PSA about people who are betting sides at legalized sportsbooks these days?
You're not going to win. You can like follow the sharpest people in the world, listen 24/7. If you're betting the day of the game, an hour before the game starts, and you're playing major sports, and right now it's baseball, sides and totals, you're going to lose. If you're playing market numbers, the market is too efficient. Now, I can't prove that you're going to lose. However, I can say with the rise of the prediction markets, and right now, I love ProfitX, I love Kalshi, but Novig.com is doing it the best. If there's two teams playing and they're pick 'em, they're dealing minus 101 in each direction. Now, that doesn't mean that you might say, hey, I'm in a state that doesn't have Novig, and Novig's not in Nevada. It's in most states. Now, you can say, I don't have access to that, so Fez, I'm going to bet minus 106. Now, that doesn't mean you can't win laying minus 106, but I think it does mean it, because you know what? If you could win laying minus 106, then you're going to crush places like Novig at minus 101, and you're going to become a millionaire fairly rapidly, and maybe you are going to become a millionaire fairly rapidly. More likely, you're just going to lose laying minus 106. You might win laying minus 101, and think of it not in terms of 101 versus 106, what's the big deal? Think of it in terms of spending $6 for a gallon of gas versus spending $1. Obviously, $1 for a gallon, that's a good deal. $6, not so much.
When's the betting boot camp, Stevie? When is it?
It is July 31st. That's Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. And then it will be Saturday all day in beautiful Las Vegas. And Kelley, Gill, we hope you guys can attend. And good times were had by all. I'm still holding out. Fingers crossed. Todd Wishnev says he cannot make it. I said previously he would. But Todd would love...
How do they get tickets, Stevie? Where do they go?
Would love it if you can make it.
Where do they get tickets?
VegasBettingEvent.com.
You're here because you want an edge. That's what separates listeners from winners. But let's be real, mindset alone doesn't get bets home. Pros win because they've got the tools, the data, and the discipline. And now so can you. VSiN Pro gives you access to the same real-time insights the sharps use. No secrets, no fluff, just actionable info that moves markets. Tap the link and see why serious bettors are turning knowledge into profit with VSiN Pro.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Winners Circle Proxy and VSiN are giving away 2 incredible prize packages that'll put 2 lucky fans into the world's biggest football contests for free. One winner is going to receive $1,000, $1,000 entry, that is, into Circa Survivor. And another is going to win a $1,000 entry into Circa Million. Both winners will also receive a full season Winners Circle Proxy service, a VSiN studio tour, and a free month of VSiN Pro. Enter by Sunday, August 2nd for your chance to win. Visit winnerscircleproxy.com/VSiN to enter today. That's winnerscircleproxy.com/VSiN. Steve Fezzik, kind enough to join us for Fezzik Fridays. How many contests are you going to join this year, Stevie, and how many entries are you going to have?
Well, I'll definitely do the 10 for the Circa Millions. I'll do the Westgate, and I'll evaluate Circa Survivor after the Thursday and Friday games complete, and whether there are any upsets there. I got to tell you, Gil, I'm a little bit maybe off my game today, because right before I came in, I was in a good mood. And then what's this? The great Todd Wishnev sends me a tennis video mocking me and my terrible backhand just to throw me off. Just coincidentally, 5 minutes before I come on air. Thank you, Todd.
Hey, could you repeat the speaking of Todd? Todd will not be attending your boot camp. We don't believe this year. Give the URL, because it might have gotten cut off at the last segment. How do people get tickets to your boot camp?
VegasBettingEvent.com. And I am still trying to coerce Todd, incentivize Todd to come out, because he really did. You saw him, Gil. Was that just a master class he gave on live wagering? And
well, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this about our friend Todd Wishnev. He's very entertaining as well. He's both very smart and very entertaining. So he teaches it very nicely. But I can give you some advice, Stevie, how you can get him. Pay him more. That's how you can
show me the money.
That's my advice to you. Okay, yesterday, brief side note. Yesterday, Stevie could not stop talking about a pastrami sandwich he had. Can you explain to us where this was?
What a disaster. So the hat, critically acclaimed in L.A. It has come to Vegas on Rainbow Road, and my wife says she wants to try the hat pastrami.
Okay.
So I swing over there, and I go through the line. My wife likes everything plain, and I say I would like a pastrami sandwich, nothing else on it, plain pastrami in the bun. The gal responds, would you like au juice on the bun? I respond, of course not. If I wanted au juice, I wouldn't say make it plain. So I couldn't be crystal clear more. And I get fries. Fries were great. I drive home, Kelly, and guess what my sandwich has on it?
Au jus.
No, they got the au jus right, but it is
mustard, mayonnaise,
swimming in pickles. Extra pickles, extra mustard. So I ask, did they do it on purpose, or were they incompetent, or both?
Oh, man. It could go either way.
That would depend on your behavior, Steve.
Well, I was agitated with the au juice comment because I thought it was just... And I'm already agitated because there's a long line, and they don't have their act together. They've got one window where you pay and you pick up. And I don't understand businesses because it's like In-N-Out Burger shows you how to do this. Anyone who's been to an In-N-Out Burger, they've been in business for forever, just copy. No, they can't copy. It's like these Vegas casinos. Mr. Wynn showed you how to do a parking garage at Treasure Island and at the Wynn and at the Mirage. And these dummies like the, what's the other place that kicked you out?
Hold on. You always go to the wrong parking garage of Resorts World, so you're not allowed to complain about that one. You know what, Gil? I don't want to back him up here because he always uses Resorts World as a terrible example. However, there's a couple in town that I do drive around, and I think about Steve Fezzik when I'm driving it. I'm like, who designed this thing? Who designed this parking garage? Found Blue's one of them, actually.
You have to be Mario freaking Andretti to find a way to exit the parking garage. And there's always the drivers that go ahead and straddle the lane such that no traffic moves because they think that elderly couple might be leaving soon.
Right, yep. What was that?
Hey, Stevie, did you happen to listen to me, Kelly, and Crack, or specifically Crack, talking about people who have bad etiquette when someone is using comps on them? Did you hear that conversation yesterday?
100%. I want to address this because I've had terrible luck in my life when I consider myself to be a generous person with tips and with comps, but it goes without saying that when you are extending your comp to a person or especially to a group, one, don't order the lobster and the surf and turf. Order something reasonable, or order whatever you want. But if you're going to order something excessive, put more money into the pot than just the comp. And two, you would expect the group you're with to leave a generous tip. I got to tell you, I have been screwed every which way from. There's one restaurant in particular. Whenever I go to Benihana, and I pay for everyone. Benihana. It just happened like 3 times to me. I've had the worst luck. I have lost so much money in Benihana because the Westgate was very liberal with their comps there. And so I would pick up the tab, and then what's this? The tip comes, they pass the hat, and the tip comes back, and it's like 10%. So, like, not only am I using up all my comp dollars, but I have to dig into my own pocket and put in another 10% at least for the tip. You would think it would be obvious. The second place I've had terrible luck, Peter Luger at the bar. I will never for a pretty girl because I don't want to make her feel like, who's this old guy bothering me? But like, I will buy drinks for people with my little drink comps, and they won't tip. Like, it's remarkable. So now I'm on the hook for $5 for their drink that I've comped them for. Kelly, what's going on there?
Yeah, that's pretty silly. That's pretty. You know what? I'll try to do I'll ask the bartenders or can I buy you guys anything? If there's like $20 left, right? Like, can I buy you guys dessert or something like that? Like if it's left over.
Oh, that's smart. I like that.
People got a tip. I don't know. I've got one friend who abuses this too. When he comes to town, he thinks so many things come for free. Gil, it's amazing. There's been a time or two where we've been out, and it's like. He's picked up most of the tabs, right? But then he'll be like, hey, Kelly, you got this one, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You've been staying here for free the past 4 days.
I will say this, and this never happens. I disagree with the great Crack Man. By the way, the Crack Hour is like the greatest A&G hour ever. Thursday, next week. Do not miss the Crack Man. But he said one thing about the comps. He says, don't be a pig about getting the comps. There's an exception to the rule. when you are on your last dinner at a place and you know there's no more comps coming, all right? It is time to go crazy. Now, this is Max Rubin's a friend of mine. He wrote the book Comp City for Complimentary City, and he talks about this. It can be a revenge meal where you lost a lot of money against the casino and you finagled your way into an RFB, whatever you want to order. Max said it best. When do you know you've ordered too much food and they're going to start charging you? They will tell you. So if you have an unlimited comp, you just keep ordering. And Max has friends, Gill, they don't order their steaks raw or rare, not rare. They order them raw. So they can put them in there. Kelley, they got this plan. They have a cooler in their car. They go out to their car. They put it in their cooler, put it on ice if need be. And then if they're at the Wynn, they get 3 hours free parking. They roll out of the parking lot. They roll back in. And then they can do a night on the town for another 2.5 hours and then wobble home with their raw steaks.
There you go.
Let me shift gears here, Steve, for a second. Now, you have sold picks. People know. We have had many an animated conversation, you and me, about this subject. I am amused or curious about the new Steve Fezzik, who is currently not selling picks. Looking back at the tout industry, you have found some religion here with some of this stuff. Maybe I'm not phrasing that correctly, but what is bothering you?
So I've reached the Jerry Maguire realization 20 years late. Everyone else got the memo. Not me, Kelley, because I'm slow, all right? I refuse to be under an umbrella of people that are doing things wrong, in my opinion. I want to be under an umbrella of doing things right. I'll make an announcement about that later, about where people can, if they want to get my picks. But today I want to just talk about some people I have zero affiliation with, all right, that it would be great to get their picks. Dr. Bob Stoll, number one on the list, has done everything right the past 30-plus years. Carl Sack, the NBA guru, fantastic. Jeff Berlin at JB Wins. My friend Brad Feinberg, he doesn't currently sell picks. He's fantastic in terms of how he's done. And some of these guys I don't even get along with that well. Right Angle Sports has been just a paragon of CLV and hitting over 52% for, I think, for 20 over a decade, certainly. So there's 5 groups right there. You'd have to be a dummy if someone said, you can have your picks for free. Like, you'd say, of course I want them for free. Well, if you want them for free, then you probably are willing to pay something for them. It's just a matter, are you a big enough bettor to be able to justify it? Don't buy picks if you're not betting hundreds of dollars, if not $500 per game. It probably won't be worth it.
Weren't you saying what was bothering you the most, though, that you're seeing people like relying on short-term records? But this has been like the case with the tout industry for since the beginning of time.
It's all nonsense. One, using non-widely available numbers, non-existent numbers. Hey, I'm 11-3 on my last WNBA games that were played on Wednesday and Friday. It's a bunch of garbage. All that matters, what's your 1, 3, and 5-year records? It's like a mutual fund. That's all you should ask about.
It's an awakening for Stevie Fezzik. I'm having lunch with Bob here in San Francisco later. I'll badger him about not doing college football this year. How about that?
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
There is no shortage of betting opportunities this summer, from daily MLB and World Cup soccer to the countdown to football season. That's why now is the perfect time to lock in VSiN's football special for just $175. You get full VSiN Pro access through the Super Bowl. That includes our all-new 2026-27 NFL betting guide to help you attack futures, win totals, division races, and the upcoming season. Plus, you'll get daily best bets, real-time betting splits from DraftKings and Circa, AI-powered prop projections, 24/7 video on the VSiN Watch app, and coverage of every major sport all year long. And remember, the earlier you sign up, the more value you'll get. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe now. That's VSIN.com/subscribe. Jannik Sinner and Novak Djokovic in the second set after Sinner won the first set 6-4 on serve, currently in set number 2, 3-2 in favor of Novak. Again, sets are competitive. They're going far enough. But I need Djokovic to win a set here to get the over 38.5. So he's got to come through on one of these. We get tweets at Beating the Book. Always appreciate the feedback from everybody. This is from Kenny G. Gill, can we get a bet on how many times Kelley touches and or adjusts his microphone during each hour-long segment, I'm on the over. Is that
it's probably 1.5. It droops. All right. Yeah. See, like I'm doing it right now. It droops a little bit, and then I got to get it up there.
I have to comment.
Okay. Let's not. First of all, let's not splice out what Kelley just said because that could be used against him.
Got to get it up. Yeah.
Think about the over 1.5 for an hour might cash in 25 seconds. I think we better make that 6.5.
I'm taking the under on that. I don't adjust it 7 times in an hour. I don't do it 7 times in a show. Probably do it 4 to 5 times in a show.
PK Mountain Steeler Den. Happy Friday. Have a great week off, Gill. You might think hot dog analysis was your finest moment this week and that you could just head off, but you've got plenty of even better A&G shows coming. Thank you for that pep talk, PK. I didn't know I needed it, but thank you. I appreciate it. LFC title records. Have we discussed Kelley's new dream job of being a Josh Allen golf coach? Oh, that's right. LFC title records sent it a picture. Apparently,
it's not a picture,
Josh Allen.
Video.
Oh, it's a video. Yeah. I didn't even know that it's a video. But apparently he has not one, but like 2 golf coaches. And one of them, how can I put this, Kelley, was positioned oddly.
Well, one of them is in front of him, helping him keep his head aligned and down, and the other one is behind him, helping him keep his hips aligned. So, yeah, you can imagine what that looks like. It's a good tweet. I like it.
Greg Nersessian, the struggle is real for Fez. I, too, hate walking around with $50,000 in cash. Yeah, Crack and I talk about that all the time. What a strange life we lead. Mark Brashear, till Fezzik, what does he say? TIL, Fezzik will buy me drinks at Peter Luger because I'm not a pretty girl. # finally. Vacation Kitty. Our forefathers would be fuming that we pay taxes on winnings won using already taxed income to play with. That's the real battle we should be discussing. Oh, yes. We do tax code radio sometimes on the show as well.
Yeah, you left out riveting. A lot of taxes. Taxed on your losses now, too. Taxed on any jackpots. A lot. We're basically just great Americans. We love giving money to the government. Love it. Because we keep doing it. We keep doing it.
In the book,
love. Yeah.
I'm reading the book Steve. Nudged, and Ronald Reagan, state of California, they used to only do the state income tax once a year because he thought taxes should hurt and people should realize how much they're paying. And, of course, that's gone down by the wayside. Can you imagine if they tried to, just tax you once a year on the 11% California state income tax? Crazy.
This next tweet is a good segue into what I was going to mention here. Rocco Salperto. Gill, I heard that Dr. Bob's assistant Tanner is no longer with him now that he has scaled back. Always found him to be insightful. Do you know where he is? I do know. I think Tanner is working. God, where did I hear? With Rufus, maybe, I believe. I think. But I mentioned that Bob is in town and I'm having lunch with him today. And I was only joking when I said I was going to try to talk him off his new retirement position where he's going to take college football season off, which of all his sports was really the one he was most known for. Obviously, having Wall Street Journal articles, CNBC segments done about him back in 2005 when Ella Hufoistel would run up and move or bet, I should say, when Dr. Bob would make his releases. Sportsbooks had to adjust how they dealt with Bob's releases through the years, and he would adjust with them. And so now, after all these years, Bob with 2 young kids, has decided he doesn't want to do college football. And Stevie, I was only joking when I said I was going to try to talk him out of it today. You really love, this was a very amazingly balanced Steve Fezzik opinion. We didn't think you had it in you. You love that he is scaling back.
I so love it. And he's not retired. He's still doing NFL. Today, Go buy Dr. Bob's NFL. Don't buy Steve Fezzik. You try to find me. Forget me. Buy Dr. Bob's NFL. Don't buy anybody else. Just because Dr. Bob could just sell his college football. He could put in a call to blue-eyed Tanner, who's very smart. Say, Tanner, Fezzik's going to give Wishnev the plane ticket. I'm going to give you more cash. Come back. Do college football for me. Gil, you and I both know Dr. Bob could smoke dope, sleep until noon, throw up some crap. What he would sing is crap in college football, and it will be better than 99% of the tout industry and what they're selling for college football. and he's choosing not to do it, to spend time with his 2 young children and his wife. And that is beyond admirable, and just that decision alone means you should support the man. Everybody, buy Dr. Bob NFL. Set up Dr. Bob. Go, Kelley. We are purchasing Dr. Bob. The man, by the way, for those who think I got to skin the game, I don't think Dr. Bob even likes me.
Just getting a text message. He does not. No.
Tell
that Fezzik to keep my name out of his mouth.
he's a little on the fence about you. I think justifiably so through the years. Xavier82 says Matt Humans talked about that new pastrami sandwich restaurant a few weeks back, and his advice was to not wait in that ridiculously long line for the drive-thru and park next door, walk into the restaurant to get your order in, and walk out within 10 minutes.
In that neighborhood, carrying 50,000? Are you crazy?
Humans would know, though, how to go about that. That's a good man to ask.
By the way, I will ask Bob, though, and this I'm being serious about this time. I will ask him, hey, this retirement about college football, are you not running your numbers still? Because I'm just curious, are you still running your numbers and then just going to bet on prediction markets now? Like, what's your deal? What's your actual story? I wonder if he'll tell me. Last thing here before you go, Stevie, because again, I love when you do your PSAs for bettors. But we've talked about specialization before. And I think that's worth, as we are in the dead of summer and as football season approaches here, and there's going to be a new wave of bettors who are either super newish or first-time bettors, and they're thinking about, hey, I know football, I can win. You have some good advice always about this.
Yeah, spot on. And I would love, since you're having lunch with the good doctor, can you just have him do like the, one conference, the Big Ten, and so that wouldn't take that much time. He would stay married. His wife would be okay with that.
You just told him you were so happy about the scale back.
Yeah, that's a special. I'm happy that the specialization, but we always talk about it. But like here, I'll use the summer as an example. Like here, you're getting like all these great folks that really are working 24/7, and they're staying up till midnight to bet the World Cup, to bet baseball, to bet the summer league, to bet, before it was the college baseball, and you add up all their picks collectively and they lose moderately. All right. Stop with this. You got to be prepared for everything. Pick one thing and get really, really, really good at it. Big 12 football. Every day, I'm eating more and more Big 12 football previews. Just pick one conference and learn more about it than anybody else, and you're going to win. If you're focused like that, same thing like with props. I mean, famously, we have a group chat with the Bear and Will Hill, yourself, and one larger fellow. I can't remember his name, with the purple picture with the good backhand. Wow. And we'll talk about baseball, and we'll talk about obscure baseball prop bets that we'll make. They're not on the game, and we just win, playing that stuff. I don't think we've ever even talked about, boy, we really like the Reds today, at plus 114. I mean, it doesn't even enter into our discussion. Yeah. I mean, of course we're not going to bet something like that. It's too hard to win betting that way.
It's as smart or as basic and smart of advice I think you can give a new bettor. Just think, and by the way, it could be a conference within a sport. It could be a sport itself, right? Like golf, like tennis, something that is not the most bet sport going. The final question would be, what percentage of the audience do you think will actually pay heed to that advice, Stevie?
0%. But you know what? You could be a meteorologist. This is a Will Hill special. If you just spotted games that were going to have rain delays an hour into the game and bet the pitchers' unders across the board, you wouldn't have to name a player. You could make money doing just that.
All right. Stevie, thank you. Is Stevie staying with us the whole time, or is he bouncing?
No,
what's he doing,
kicking
Kelley?
him out. He's out of here.
Get out of there, Stevie. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. Steve Fezzik, everybody.
A numbers game on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Back on a numbers game, live from San Francisco. Gill Alexander, Kelley Bydlon, live from Las Vegas at the VSiN Studios. Next week, Dustin Sweetelson will be in this chair. Well, not here, actually.
He'll be in this
Francisco.
chair, actually.
He'll be in that chair that you're in, and then you're the one that Fezzik was just in. By the way, the best part of the Fezzik segments is always like what happens right afterwards. So Stevie, as he's leaving, he's like, "Oh, Gill, you know what you got to talk about? You got to talk about this hot dog thing. I lost this bet on Mickey Sudo, and I was like, no, Steve, I did a whole segment on it. In fact, Pablo was sweet enough to text during this show today about it. Stevie's like, so I said, "Oh, Stevie, I already did a segment on it. I'll just send it to you. Just watch the segment." He's like, yeah, okay. Sorry, I missed that. So anyway, I had 38 and a half. Like he continues on about it. I'm like, I know, Stevie, I'll just send you this. Just watch this.
The worst part about this is once he watches it, right? He's going to be like, it's going to be one of those, oh, like not only did I lose, but Gill was trying to tell me something about it. Got it.
Pablo, by the way, nicest dude ever. Absolutely nicest dude ever.
Yeah,
we got to have him back on. Wimbledon today. So we hit the first one. Sasha Zverev does in fact beat Arthur Ferry. As Kelley said, the fairy tale is over. Does in fact beat Arthur Ferry 3-0. So we win that. That was minus 102. We get a unit there. Now I have the over 38 and a half games in this Sinner Djokovic main event. Okay. So the good news is we got 10 games in the first set, and it looks like we might be on our way here to 10 games here in the second set. The problem is that even if we do that, it will be 6-4, 6-4 in favor of Sinner. So while we have the appropriate number of games here per set on average to get over the 38 and a half, the other big part of this is Djokovic has to win a set. So we are now down to his third and final chance to do that. So it is 5-4, by the way, in the second set, Sinner serving for the set. So got to have Novak win the third set to have any shot at this. And right now, I am not sure if I'm feeling good about that, Kelley. Don't know.
That's tough.
Don't know if he could get there. Yeah. But, he's Novak. He can pull out of nowhere. Okay, today, Spain, Belgium. I'm on the draw again. Plus 304 on the draw here between Spain and Belgium. Again, 90 minutes plus added time. Tomorrow, I'm on the draw. England and Norway, plus 269. And I do believe I will do some exact scores on that one between England and Norway, because again, at 2-2, 3-2, I like the Felica suggestion. But you can get at 2-2 a pretty nice bang for your buck on that one. So I might do a 1-1 and a 2-2. And then the Red Sox, most wins in July, 80-1. By the way, you see how I interrogated Steve about his little shenanigans?
Oh, yeah. Which you and I were both interested about, and I forgot about.
Yes.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Now I'm realizing I've adjusted this mic at least 4 times since it was brought up.
See?
It's not that many times, though, usually. All right, now you guys are in my head about this. I liked how you brought it up because you needed to bring it up, but I think the man was just telling the truth. Like that. It sounded like a good excuse. You don't think so?
I don't know.
Wow, okay.
Either way, the Red Sox are 6-1, 3-game set at New York, meaning at the Mets tonight, tomorrow and Sunday. Final 3 games before the All-Star break, coming off 2 consecutive sweeps now, are the Red Sox after losing the one game against the Nationals on the very first day, July 1st of the month. The 7-3 Brewers, currently with the most wins. We have this at William Hill Caesars at 80-1, Red Sox at 6-1, but even though they played 3 games fewer than the Brewers, they actually have 2 extra games moving forward over the Brewers. So that's not an issue. But because we have the All-Star break, Kelley, the reason that this is such a great month is because once these three games are clear, and again, hopefully the Red Sox can win all of them, if not go 2-1. But once these are clear, if you're able to win out in a flourish here and continue this run, then by the time you get back from the All-Star break, it's kind of a sprint, right? So it's like at that point, it's like you got 2 weeks of baseball. That's it to determine this. So let's go Sox, who get it done yesterday with a 2-1 win against the White Sox. You, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I'm distracted by this by the Scottish Open right now. We're on a par 4, 349-yard par 4, and I think this is Rory, Chris Goddard, and Robert McIntyre all playing together, who are all, especially 2 of them, very big hitters, and all 3 of them drove the green, or Bobby Mack was just off of the green. So it's pretty dang impressive. In his second shot, he just put it like a foot away. The double eagle putt coming up for Rory McIlroy. Okay. Or eagle putt coming up for Rory McIlroy. For me this weekend, just soccer. Yeah. He would have had to have made that for it to be a double eagle. Yeah. Spain win to 0. I'm on that with Felica plus 180. And then Norway double chance or plus the half a goal at minus 101. And then I did the correct score 2-1 so far on Norway, 15-1 on that. I'm with you though. I might add to that. I might be playing a few of those this weekend. Oh, and then NBA Summer League futures. Grizzlies 10-1, Nets 11-1. That's going on. I will be out there this weekend.
Okay. By the way, Debonsa, we started the show by talking really briefly. Debonsa having this great game yesterday. Peterson, 24 points, but it wasn't efficient. Had a bevy of turnovers and a bevy of fouls. And by bevy of fouls, I mean 9 of them in a summer league game.
8 turnovers. Debonsa wasn't overly efficient either, if we're going to play that game. I think it was, one more make for him on the same number of attempts? It was not great from that stand. And he didn't make a single 3. He went over from 3.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Good,
he started out with a flourish. What did he have? He had double digits in the first quarter.
Yeah, he was the first half. He was awesome. Yeah.
It kind of tailed off. You're right. It kind of tailed off a little bit after that. Did seeing that though, and I know it's only one game and it's a summer league game at that, but did seeing that sort of change your mind a little bit about him at all?
No. I mean, well, I don't know. I guess I think I need to make something clear. I think Darren Peterson has the highest ceiling of all these guys. I think this draft class is loaded though overall.
Yes.
Like I don't want to try to take away anything from anybody. I think DeBonsis could be a special talent at the next level. I think Boozer could be. I mean, Acuff could be. This list could go further down than just 3 of these guys. How good they could be. I think it's going to be an awesome summer league. Getting to watch all of these guys play, and we might be a little judgmental the efficiency, right, Gill? But what is this basketball? You and I have seen it for years out here, right? It is, these kids are just meeting each other for the first time. They've barely worked on plays or practiced together, and we know the organizations, they want to see DeBonsa shoot the ball 1 million times. They want to see Darren Peterson shoot the ball 1 million times. So don't overly concern. I think the fouls and the turnovers, and there were some ugly turnovers by Peterson last night. I'm not going to sit here and defend that, but that's the shooting efficiency. I'm not going to get too worked up about over anybody.
Stevie Fezzik moments ago, he had 4 adjusted Major League Baseball season win totals that he recommended. The Red Sox over 77.5 wins. The Marlins over 82.5 wins. The Athletics under 75.5 wins. The Athletics having a terrible start to July. And the Yankees under 90.5 wins. The Yankees do manage the split with the Rays yesterday, the 2-2 split. They won the first game with Schlittler on the hill, and then they won the last game yesterday. So that keeps the Yankees 4 games back of the Rays here as we go to the final weekend of Major League Baseball before the All-Star break. Luke Swain, Major League Baseball draft bets, and we apologize because these have all moved since he was on earlier today. But he had Drew Burris, number 5 pick exactly in the draft at 6-1. Last we heard it was plus 250. At prediction markets, even lower. Ryder Helfrich will be drafted before Tyler Bell. That's at plus 180. Logan Hughes drafted in the first round is 3-1. Chris Hakopian drafted in the top 10. He got it at 3-1. He says, don't bet that with a minus in front of it, which is where I believe it is right now.
Oh, it was like minus 300 in Kalshi or something. Something absurd.
And then Chris Felica today, Spain, Belgium. Mikel Oyarzabal, anytime goal or assist, minus 145. Under 2.5 goals scored in the game at plus 105. Then tomorrow, the doubleheader to round out the quarterfinals. England, Norway, both teams to score yes at, what is that, minus 155? Is that a plus or a minus, Gill? Yeah, minus 155. And then he also said he might dabble in some exact scores. So stay tuned on that. You'll have to check out his social to see if he added anything. And then Argentina and Switzerland, pretty straightforward. Lionel Messi, anytime score at even money. Lionel Messi to win the Golden Boot at minus 110. And remember with the Golden Boot, again, that getting through this quarterfinal, because we always talked about you're really betting the side as much as you are betting the player, because the further you get, the more opportunities you'll get. Remember, once you get past the quarterfinals, then it's all even Steven, because even the losers of the semifinals get to play a third place game where your goal tally will count towards the Golden Boot. So really, this is the last round where handicapping the teams matter, if you will, for advantage.
Yep.
And then Jordan Sherwood, by the way, Max Holloway versus Conor McGregor, moneyline. Max Holloway TKO versus McGregor at UFC 329, the main event tomorrow. Paddy Pimblett over 2.5 rounds with St. Denis in the co-main. And then also Mario Bautista to beat Corey Sandhagen, King Green to beat Terrence McKinney, also on the main card. We've done all we can do. Dustin Sweetelson with Kelley next week. Enjoy from VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.